I have traveled to Romania to compete in one of the largest robotics competitions, bringing my 1-pound combat robot Hotline. There were unexpected challenges, setbacks, and a few strokes of luck that shaped the entire experience. The tension of each match, the weight of every decision, and the uncertainty of the outcome made it clear. This wasn't just another competition. It was a test of perseverance and precision. This is Hotline, my 1-pound antweight combat robot. It's just a smaller, shrunken down version of these big battle bots you might have seen on TV. Like boxing, combat robots have weight classes from antweights all the way to heavyweights that can weigh up to 250 pounds. The 1 pound or 150 gram category is for people who don't want to spend that much money on a robot, and these little guys are still very entertaining. May 16th, 2024. Hotline by then was undefeated. First place in Wrocław, Poland, which was Hotline's debut, and first place in Latvia, Riga. My confidence and belief that Hotline was unbeatable was at an all-time high. I was scrolling through Facebook checking out other robots until I saw this. Registration for RoboChallenge is open, but they don't do antweight. Oh. Registered early with my team and we had 5 months to prepare as we registered in May, whereas the competition is in November. There were still some changes that could be made to Hotline as it was beaten by this drum spinner, pushed around by pushers, and on top of all that, there was a new 1-pound competition in Lithuania before RoboChallenge, so I just had to upgrade my bot and analyze what was wrong with it. Let's look at what we can improve. Don't see it? I don't have enough pushing power. Now, we know that regular in-20 motors that I was using were not enough for even decent pushing power, so I needed stronger ones. There were some options that I would use like repeat robotics brush motors, but they were too heavy for me. Sumo had some powerful motors, but their gearboxes always tended to break. What really stood out between these two were brushless drives. While arguably having more power, these motors were also lighter, and that is good considering that I was already close to the weight limit. Now that my driving problems are fixed, what else could I change? While I don't know if there will be a lot of wedge bots in this tournament, I would still like to remake my front forks. Last time they were cut by hand with a saw, and how can I say this? They weren't straight. Looking back in this footage, we can see that I'm not only being pushed, but Hotline is also lifted, so my forks were doing nothing. But how will I make new forks? If cutting by hand is not an option, how will I make them? This is where our sponsor, JLCMC, comes in. They have a big mechatronic part assortment that are actually useful if you're building a combat robot, from belts and pulleys all the way to bearings and gears. But the application I used for my project was CNC machining. I just uploaded my new fork design here and chose the material. It is really simple. New users can register on their website and get a $19 coupon just for signing up. Check out the link in the description to grab your coupon now. JLCMC were the ones who made me these new aluminum 7075 forks, and take my word for it, the quality is pristine. And now, Hotline was ready to compete. Packed my things, drove to Klaipėda's competition, and started to look around to see other competitors. There were not many, as 1-pound category is completely new in Lithuania, but there were some interesting robots. Like this one. Meet Nix. It wasn't a surprise to see him, as Nix is a robot built by one of my teammates. He has a similar 4-wheel design with a nasty 2-disc weapon. Want to see us fight? Stay tuned, because things will get crazy. My first opponent was Terminator. I mean, look at it. Easy money here. After 6 months, Hotline is back fighting once again. What did you expect? 1 hit, 1 KO. Decimated him into 100 pieces. That is a promising start. The next robot Hotline was fighting was Buchalter. Another basic one. This is gonna be fun. I won, but at the end my pulley slid off and started touching the side. Pushed my motor in until the weapon could spin freely again and went to fight another aluminum egg beater. This time, spinning my weapon slower so that the pulley wouldn't slide off again. One hit and he's done. While I was dominating in the group, Nix was already advanced in the finals waiting for me. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Hotline, Nix, here we go! What just happened? Hotline was beaten up from the first hit all the way to the last. I still won because somehow Nix's drive burned, but we don't really care. At the start, we can already see my forks bending up, eliminating my ground game. And from then on, Nix was just winning head-to-head hits, damaging back, and almost getting into my battery. My wheels got destroyed, forks and its shaft were bent like crazy, and my carbon fiber plates were shattered. This was a great lesson to learn. With only 2 weeks before Romania, I needed to make a change. The very first thing I changed was the fork design. Thickened the shafts that were holding them and made this part thicker so my forks can't bend back. We saw that the back wheels, especially the rims, broke easily and the front survived as it's more secured. This time, printed the rims from nylon and not ABS for durability. Also changed the tire design from flat to bumpy for more grip. For the weapon pulley, I added this set screw so I could tighten it, and now the pulley would not rely just on the shaft's thread. After all that, there wasn't anything more I could change. All the ESCs worked fine, polypropylene sides survived, and I had extra carbon fiber parts, so that's no problem. Packed my robot and went to Romania. Arrived in Bucharest, which is the capital city of Romania. Before the competition, all the competitors could actually see the arena and test the robots in there. The arena was very big with double glass and a high ceiling. Tested Hotline, looked like it could not work better. Even met some fans, which is crazy. One Mexican team that really stood out was the Focobots with their insane amount of robots, from 1-pound robots all the way to 3-pound beetleweights. Alright, walked around my competitors, everything is great. Decided to check if Hotline works the last time before heading out to get some rest before competition day. Until... one of the drive ESCs is glitching. Soldered a new one. No. I thought that these belly SP controllers might be damaged or maybe overheated, so I put in new, bigger ones. Still nothing. It was already 3 a.m. in the morning, so I had to come up with something completely new. I had some N20 motors, but my brushless drives had a completely different shape, and N20 motors could not fit into my sides. But that didn't matter. Cut my sides, fitted the motors, found some old motor mounts, glued everything. Soldered a Malinky because that was the only thing I had that was working, and literally 15 minutes before the registration started, I ran to the competition. The event itself was not only for antweights and beetleweights. There was many sumo, line following, and a whole lot of other competitions too. And now, with kind of working Hotline, we could fight. There was double elimination from the event's start. Basically, if you lost twice, you're out. My first fight was against a saw blade, so let's see what happened. already having a hard time driving with the N20s. That's a nice hit. It looked like it was glitching all the time, and that's because my motors didn't have enough power to turn left or right. I had to remove my back wheels because I just can't always rely on my weapon as it can do the damage, but a more skilled robot can just drive around me easily. No back wheels mean I can't drive upside down now. I've cut my uprights so that they will hit the ground when I'll be upside down, and the weapon should hopefully make me self-right. With high hopes, I went to fight my next opponent, who was Sawblade again? How did he manage to repair his robot in 40 minutes? That's crazy, but after the fight, Sawblade said to me that he had two of the same robots, and that makes more sense. Fast fight, Hotline was 2-0 now. We can see a big change in the driving and maneuvering of Hotline. Nothing was damaged, just after that first fight, I got cut a bit into my belt and top. In the third fight, I faced this little but scary looking egg beater named La Guerra. Let's see how I did. La Guerra didn't want to give up so easily, but it was a one-sided match for Hotline. At the end, with this hit, I damaged his drive, or his motor, if I remember correctly. Now I will fight Nyx. He was doing extremely well, as we can see, and because he had some drive issues, we decided to make Nyx the winner for this one. We thought Hotline would have more chance of surviving the losers bracket, but watch till the end to find out. In the losers bracket, Hotline faced this horizontal spinner that had a thick aluminum weapon. Although Hotline has a good record against horizontals, I was still worried I might lose.
Mata, mata!
Pastum de te sogos.
Coś jest do rozwalenia? A on się mueve!
No jo, no, tai va taip stumdyt galės.
Różnie rozpędził. No le queda nada.
Well, performed better than I thought I would. We can see that his polycarbonate plates were not a good idea as they cracked after the first collision, or it might have been a lucky hit. My opponent was kind enough to give me his robot's wheel and the weapon. This will be the start of my combat souvenir collection, I guess. Now, as Hotline was in the top 16, I was facing a drum spinner named Baby Beast. There were no tactics, spin my weapon as fast as possible and hope for the best.
Cam? Kiek liko?
Minutė.
Minutė. Ne, aš paskaipo pasakosiu.
Mexicanos no salimos del ring hasta que nos destruyan o ganamos, ¿sí o no? Digo que mañana vamos a poder golpear las cámaras. ¿Ah? No creo.
Yes! This is what Hotline was created for. This was the best performance Hotline has had so far in this competition. I thought that I cracked the code. There's a feeling I could get on the podium, and then I saw this. After all these hits that Hotline delivered, one of the polypropylene sides was completely cracked. No worries, yeah? I had spares, so that shouldn't be a problem. No, because last night I switched my motors and filled everything with glue. I could not change my side. This is why I always bring super glue to the competitions. Filled my side with glue, and maybe it'll hold up? Let's see, now in the top 8, I faced this little drum. Spun my weapon a little slower so that it doesn't rip out completely.
Stai, că tu să le pare, nu? Că să mai joci.
Nu, acum care pierd de spiritul.
Da, și dacă câștigă și...
Acum semifinalele nu mai vin de sus. Mai jos. Da.
Okay, that was solid. In the first half, I hit him with some shots, and then as my side was slowly ripping apart, stopped my weapon and started pushing for more driving points. That was somehow a close decision, but Hotline got the win regardless. Now I should have fought Nix, but we were both in the losers brackets as Nix lost very unluckily. He was winning all fight, and when there were only 30 seconds left, this happened.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
He still had some problems with his drive, so after some discussion, we decided not to fight and let Hotline advance. Another fight versus another Mexican. Poured more glue onto my side and went to fight.
Nu știu, că de pomeni tot aici.
I won again, because it looks like his drive was damaged after my hits. I was surprised that Hotline's weapon didn't rip out after these big hits. Advancing to the top 4, I really needed to win this one. By winning, I could go to the finals, and if I lose, I get the 4th place. My tactic was to spin my weapon 100% and destroy myself or my opponent, because who doesn't want an entertaining fight? And yeah, after this hit we can't see now, but my weapon was completely ripped out of the PP side. 4th place out of 70 with kind of a working Hotline? I would say that's not bad. I had a lot of fun learning a bunch of new things, meeting new people, getting some experience. Overall, a great day. This is how Hotline looked before the competition, and this is after. The day after antweights, there will be beetleweight fights, and that was even more crazy. I could describe RoboChallenge as European NHRL. This is how good the fights were. Thank you guys for watching, as this was a way longer video than before. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more, as a bunch of new videos with Taitotu and Robotics kits are coming out. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.